I would like to thank you all for being here today. During this semester, we gave several programs for our students to learn about education and being proud of their institution. One thing you need to do is be proud of your institution. You're not going to be a student just passing through. This is your institution. Make sure that you study, because for the freshmen, this has been your first semester. I hope you have learned a lot, understand what you have to do to be successful in college. For the sophomores, juniors, and seniors, I hope you have perfected it. Make sure you do what you're supposed to do in order to graduate from Georgia Southwestern State University. Our program will go as listed.
Good afternoon and welcome. I am Jacobus Jackson, a senior here at GSW majoring in history with teacher certification. The main goal of all AAMI programs is to educate, retain, and graduate African American males that attend any college or university in Georgia. AAMI programs provide academic and social programming that will enlighten program participants to become better graduates that are contributing citizens in our community, our state, and our nation. The success of AAMI in its mission will provide for a better overall educational experience for all GSW students, staff, and faculty. Our motto is academic excellence and social responsibility. Again, welcome and enjoy the program.
Good afternoon. My name is George Hall. I'm a sophomore majoring in business management. Our speaker for today is married to Ms. Lena Hicks, and they have a son, Chris, who along with his wife, Teresa, have provided 2 grandsons, Patrick and Connor. He is a member of First Baptist Church. He is currently employed by Synovus Financial Corporation based out of Columbus, Georgia. His title is Vice President of Special Assets Management. He handled cases in Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and Alabama. His past employment includes the U.S. military, Hicks Construction Company, First Team Realty, Waste Management, Management Plus, Sumter Bank and Trust, and President of Synovus. His military service include Army Security Agent. He served in the U.S., Vietnam, and Germany. His past civic involvements include America's Downtown Development Authority, America's Historical Commission, President of America's JCs, State President of Georgia JCs, Board Member of America's Chamber of Commerce, Sumter County Cancer Society, and Officer of Boys and Girls Club. His current civic involvement includes Middle Flint Red Cross, Georgia Red Cross, Sumter County Relay for Life, Sumter Humane Society, Campbell Chapel Historic Restoration Commission, the GSW Alumni Association, which he serves as president, the GS Foundation, board member, American Zoning Commission, and the Sigma Chi Fraternity Housing Corporation president and the Chamber of Commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to our own Mr. Lynn Hicks III.
I'd like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be with you today, and I think that a warm welcome would be more than advantageous in this room right now to everybody. Mr. Anderson asked for me to come and speak several weeks ago, and because of some personal issues, I wasn't able to come at that time. I told him that I think the crowd today, because he was telling me maybe 16 to 20 people, y'all wanted to see what was so important that he invited me back again to speak, and I thought, well, that's a pretty good accolade for me, until I noticed the pizzas come in the back. So I do understand how it's going to work, and I promise the young ladies I will do everything I can to make sure those don't get cold before I finish. I want to talk to you about 2 things today. The first one is making the necessary decisions and what it means to be a GSW graduate. I want to speak to the GSW graduate to start with. First of all, a couple of questions. Did you know that GSW was founded in 1906? Did you know that we have over 17,000 alumni of this college? Did you know that 92% of every student that is on this campus right now are homegrown in Georgia? Did you know that 68% of all of our students who are actively enrolled in Georgia Southwestern right now are full-time students? If you go out and look at all the statistics of all the other colleges, nobody beats that. Out front you'll see some other statistics about best price deal and all of that. But I want you to know, it boils down to it, why am I proud to be a Georgia Southwestern student? Because this is my college. And to better understand that, I want to tell you, back in 1966, when I graduated from high school, I had an opportunity to do whatever I wanted to, just like you did when you came out of high school. I was a pretty good student, made good grades most of the time, excelled in math and science, English and social studies, not too good. Did all right in sports, and from 1962 to 1966, America's High School probably had the most trophies and won there. So in the terms of a high school graduate, I was a big fish in a small pond. I had things really going for me, and I thought, boy, I am going to make the world happen. And then I got to thinking about, well, okay, June the 6th, 1966 is over with. What do I do now? Well, I had this group of people, adults, you know how they get sometimes, well, you need to get higher education. And I thought, well, okay, that's cool, I get that. And then I had a bunch of friends over here that says, you need to go off to school. And I said, why? It's because you'll have a lot of fun. I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute, get an education, go have fun. All right? At that age in my life, which one do you think is more appealing? Yeah, the fun part's pretty neat. And then I got to thinking about it. All right, nobody's going to pay my way in college. I'm going to have to pay it. So I buy the ride at the carnival to have fun, or do I spend my money to get an education? So I started looking. And I got chosen, and I was very lucky to be accepted to 3 colleges. One was Georgia Southwestern College, the other one was North Georgia College, and the other one was the University of Technology, Georgia Tech. And I got to thinking, what am I going to do? Well, my sister at that time was a graduate of Georgia Southwestern College, and she kept saying, you need to go there, you really need to go there. And I kept thinking, yeah, but I want to go away. I want to go away to school. You know, I want to be out, free, on my own. She said, you need to go to college. You need to get an education. And so I opted for my biggest sister's decision, and I came to Georgia Southwestern. Immediately I got involved in a lot of things here on campus. I got involved in a fraternity, I got involved with some leadership courses, and I got to know my instructors. But you know, at that point in my life, grades weren't really the big criteria. Not good grades, these grades. Kind of like Mr. Anderson was talking about a while ago, you got to do your best. Well, I did, kind of. I did that. Well, after a while, I decided I wanted to go off to school, so I did. And I went off to school for 1 year. And I sat in a classroom where you couldn't see the professor without a pair of binoculars. And I'm thinking, you know what? Southwestern wasn't like that. And then all of a sudden, I decided I was going to go and be with Uncle Sam for a tour of duty. And I went off, and I still had this urge to continue my education, but Uncle Sam had something else in mind for me. And so I played his game, not mine. But when I came home, I knew 2 things were going to happen. One, I was going to prove wrong all of those individuals who said I'd never finish college. I mean, I was bound and determined I was going to prove everybody that says, if you leave college, you'll never come back. And the other one, I kind of felt like I needed to. I needed to better myself at a college. Now, as a veteran, had a world of opportunities. Also had a free bill. I could go anywhere I wanted to. I could have gone back to Tech. I could have gone to some other colleges, you know, whatever I wanted to. I came back here. I came back here. 2 reasons. One, I thought about all of the opportunities that I passed up when I was here back in '66 and '67. I thought about all of the relationships that I had started in 66 and 67 and I didn't finish. And I wanted to do that. Now I'm here to tell you, it wasn't easy for me. I came back in 1971 and I graduated in 76. For those of you who are in math, it took me 10 years from the day I stepped on this campus to the day I walked across down at the auditorium and got my diploma. But I knew that was the thing to do. And I knew it was the right thing to do. Why Southwestern? You know, there's a lot of things I can tell you right now today, but to explain the future benefits of a college to somebody just like I was sitting in your chair today is kind of tough. But I can tell you the benefits are great. The social contacts, the interacting with the professors and your teachers, the interacting with the fellow students, the size of the campus, the amount that's offered here. We have some teachers who were recently recognized in Sumter County School System for the excellent teaching education they got right here at Georgia Southwestern. We have nurses who have performed and outperformed all of the state records. That's why we have that nurses center over there. My biggest thing about why Southwestern, my son came here and graduated. He came back in the music and arts department, one of the best there is in the Southeast, right here at Georgia Southwestern College. And he had a scholarship. So when I talk to people about school, I do talk higher education. I'll tell you up front, you need higher education. You need more than what was at high school. You need to go to a college. You need to get the benefits that you'll have. But I also talk about Georgia Southwestern College. And the reason being, it's because it's mine. I am an alumni, and this is my college. And it needs to be yours. You need to bond with Georgia Southwestern College. And the day you walk and get across and get that diploma in your hand, you don't need to do like a lot of people do and walk and never look back. This college is here today. I still use the friendships that I bonded here on this campus today. I still use the resources that this college makes available to all alumni today, and the circle of influence that has been built over the years with the professors and the students and the staff and the faculty, I still use today. That's because I chose to keep this as my college, and I root that on. So I hope today when we talk about why it's good to be an alumni, you'll think about this. This is your college. It's not somebody else's, it's yours. The next part I want to talk about today is making the necessary decisions to graduate. Now, I'm going to give you 7 reasons why you should graduate. 1, personal growth. 2, great employment opportunities. 3, career advancements. Financial reward, sense of accomplishment, greater recognition and credibility, and circle of influence and contacts. Nobody can disagree with any of those. That's why you need to graduate. But what I want to talk to you about is the decision process. And not only does it affect your decision to graduate, but I hope that you'll tie this into your life lessons about decisions. Have you ever thought about what a decision really is? Have you ever thought about the decision process? A lot of times we put decisions into 2 parts. One that you make that affects me, and the other one is what I make that affects me. Now, most of us will say, well, it doesn't matter what I decide. Somebody else is going to decide and it's going to affect me. That's not really true. Our decisions affect us. They might not be right now, but they will down the road. And yes, while I cannot affect some decisions that are being made in world politics or national politics or state or local or city or whatever, or even some decisions are being made on campus, I can affect my life with the decisions I make. And I think in doing that, we have to make the right decisions that we can make and not necessarily worry about those decisions we can't make. See, I believe in the corporate world there seems to be a thing that, we can make this decision, and I liken it to the rock in the pond theory, We're going to make a decision to do so-and-so, and it's like throwing a rock into a pond. And it has all these ripples. A lot of corporations today make those decisions, and they enact those decisions, but they forget the ripple theory. That the ripple of the rock going in the water will affect everybody that it surrounds and affects your decision. So I want to focus on what we can do for us in our decision-making process. I want to focus on your decision. I want you to think about something that's happened in your life, a decision to turn right or turn left. If you had it over to do, would you have done the other one? To eat this or that to make your body better physically, to study this or that to make your body more mentally aware. Maybe to shoot now at the 2-point or wait for the 3-point. Would it make a difference? Whether to leave early from the library to go down to so-and-so to be with my friends or study that one more 5 minutes because the test is tomorrow. Which one of those decisions do we make? Whatever you make, it will make a difference. The outcome might have changed. We never know. Because if I ask you to pick something that you could change in your life if you had it to do over again, it's a pointless thought. You can't. I cannot change something that has happened. I cannot alter that. We haven't come that far yet. Maybe one day, but not today. The outcome might be worse. Who knows? We never know. But every decision, we have to go through a thought process. And for some of us, it's a very short thought process. How many times have you heard, oh, don't worry about that. Nobody will know. Or don't worry about it. Nobody's going to get hurt doing this. Or how about the one about, okay, if everybody going into the curve will lean to the left, we'll make it all the way through. Don't worry about slowing down. You know, we do it every day. We make these conscious decisions either with forethought or on the spur of the moment. When you think about decisions, I believe they come in 3 areas that you need to worry about. The first one is attitude, the second one is commitment, and the third one is dedication. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Winston Churchill said that, and it's never truer. Your attitude in anything you do will make a difference in the decisions that you make in life. When we approach every day, when we get up every morning, we look in the mirror, we need to do 2 things. We need to, 1, check our attitude. We need to look in the mirror and check our attitude. Then we need to look at the luggage that we're going to carry with us every day. I'm a firm believer that all of us, everybody in this room today, when you left wherever you got up from this morning, you walked out with a bag. Now, everybody can't see that bag, but that bag is loaded with luggage. And that luggage are the things that will determine your attitude for the rest of the day. If you wake up in the morning, you decide to go out, and it's going to be a bad day, I grant you one thing. You got a better odds at it being a bad day than you ever had it being a good day. So you've got to check that. You have to look and tell yourself it's going to be positive. You have to think when you look in that mirror, what did I do yesterday to make this world a better place? And what am I going to do today to make this world a better place, me a better place, and my family a better place? It's your attitude that starts your day, nothing else. The next one is commitment. The quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to their commitment and excellence regardless of their chosen field of endeavor. Vince Lombardi. It doesn't matter. To me, it does not matter whether or not you want to be a teacher, a nurse, you want to be an art major, you want to run a management company, you want to be in power, you want to be in telecommunication. It does not matter to me what your endeavor is going to be. You're the one who chooses that. But your commitment has to be sound. You have to decide that I'm committed, whether it be your family, your work, or your social life. In sports, to be better. In school, to be better. How many times have we looked at our students or our grades and we've said, okay, all you got to do is make a whatever to pass. Geez, is that a commitment? That's a commitment to just pass. not to be excellent in whatever we do. You might say, I want my community to be better. I want my organization to be better. I want this campus to be better. I want my community to be better. I want my family to be better. I'm here to tell you, talk is cheap. And I hear that a lot. I hear students tell me that a lot. I hear grown-ups tell me that a lot. And then the next day I'm thinking, wow, what happened to the comment that you just made? You have to be committed to doing it. You have to be committed. And if you're not committed, then you are committed to something else, and that's failure. It's very important. The next one is dedication. The price of success is hard work. Dedication to the job at hand and the determination that whether we win or lose, we have applied the best of ourselves at the task at hand. It's another Vince Lombardi. A lesson in life. You've always heard, hey guys, it doesn't matter whether we won or lost, it's whether you played your best. I really believe that. Now I can tell you by playing sports, it's kind of hard to be there whenever you've lost, because I don't ever remember any of my coaches telling me that. It was, hey, we need to practice for the next game. But I will tell you that in life, it's giving it all. Don't leave anything on the field. I hear people say all the time, okay, let's go out and I want you to give 110%. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that there is 110%. I believe that there's 100%. And if today you ran the mile in 6 minutes and you gave 100%, and I went out there and said, give it your all, and tomorrow you ran it in 5 minutes, then you still gave 100%. You've just given it your all. You've moved the meter. We don't increase it of that. So whenever we're doing anything, and our dedication means that we've got to be dedicated to do it every time. To go out and face whatever it might be. Now, there are a lot of people who believe in the theory of the safe harbor. For those of you who don't know it, that means, hey, I'm going to sit here warm and comfortable. I'm not going to get off my front porch. I'm not going to go out and challenge anything. I'm not going to go out and challenge the calls. I'm not going to go out and challenge that I can do better. I'm going to just sit right here. Because I know that if I do my average, I'm going to pass. Because if I try to do something more, I might fail. That's called a safe harbor. I will tell you, no sailors excelled on a smooth sea. The only time your life will be challenged is when you step up to the plate and you give it all that you've got. It's important. It's important that we do best. I want to read a poem that was written by Peter Wimlow in 1934 that I have hanging in my office. And it's called The Man in the Glass. And if you heard it, please bear with me. But I think it really says it all to what we have to give in attitude and commitment and dedication. And it goes, when you get what you want in the struggle for self and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and ask yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your father, your mother, or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts the most in your life is the one staring you back in the glass. He's a fellow to please, never mind all the rest, for he's with you clear to the end. And if you pass the most difficult, dangerous task, it's the man in the glass, your friend. You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on your back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartaches and tears if you cheated the man in the glass. Every morning, you get up and look in that mirror, and you check your attitude, your commitment, and your dedication. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to be with you today, and I want you to know that I believe that everyone in this room, while I might not know you, is capable of being better. I believe that that is what it needs to be. I believe that each one of us needs to strive to be better. But you know what? It's your call, not mine. Never a speaker will ever get in front of you that can motivate you until you motivate yourself on the inside. Somebody can manipulate you. They can make you think you're inspired, but motivation comes from within, not from without. I want to leave you with this thought. The true measure of a man is not how he behaves in the moment of comfort and convenience, but how he stands at the times of controversy and challenges. Martin Luther King. Thank you.
Can we give Mr. Lynn Hicks one more round of applause? And I want to introduce myself. If you've never seen me or heard of me before, my name is Reginald Miles, and this semester I will be graduating. And Mr. A asked me earlier this week, well, last week, to just say a few remarks about graduation and why you should continue going forth in doing so. And while I was sitting over there, I was thinking of different ideas that I could do with you guys and some information that I wanted to share. But first, I want to try a little activity. And first, everyone has to close their eyes. Everyone. I won't continue until everyone does it. Okay. How many of you feel like you're on the borderline? All you have to do is raise your hand quietly, so that way no one else will know. Okay. How many of you think you will graduate in 4 years? How many of you think it will take more than 4 years? Okay. How many of you think it will take less than 4? Okay. Now, the last part of this activity is I want you to think of everything and everyone that is holding you back from graduating, whatever it may be, whomever it may be. And think of the reason why. Why are they, or why is that an obstacle? Why is it standing in your way? Is it external or is it internal? Is it because of you or them? All right, everyone open your eyes. All right. And the last thing I want to share is more, I guess it's a little bit personal, but I believe if you want to graduate, you'll do it. It doesn't matter what it takes. It doesn't matter if it's a financial problem, if it's an emotional problem, if it's family, if it's friends. It doesn't matter. Because if you want it, it doesn't matter what in life you want, you'll take it. You'll do whatever it takes to achieve. And I guess to end with that, I wanted to share 2 things that I had to go over with my University 1000 class, and I'm not really sure if you guys know about it or have been told about it, but there have been 2 things this semester that we've brought up, and it's called Degree Works and their speaking. There's also Canes Connect, but I'll talk about a little bit more about that. And Degree Works is basically, it's on your RAIN account, and what you'll do is when you log in and go into, I think it's where you go to add your classes or remove them, you'll see Degree Works there, and basically it tells you, to put it bluntly, it tells you if you're on track or not. It tells you what classes you've taken, what classes count, what classes you've withdrawn from or failed, and basically what you need to do in order to graduate. And there's also, the last one I want to talk about is speaking, and basically this is where anyone that is related to, anyone that is overseeing your progress, such as your advisor, your faculty, your staff, professors, even the dean themselves, they are all connected to you on Beacon. And what happens is, let's say it doesn't matter if you're doing well or poorly, they're able to keep track of you as far as what's happening. I'll take me for example. Currently I'm taking Discrete Systems 1, which is just linear algebra, and for my midterm I have a D. And and that put up a red flag for my dean. So when he saw me in the computer lab 2 weeks ago, he asked to talk to me and he wanted to know what was the situation. So that was just a simple example of what happened, of how Beacon works. Everyone that's important has a track on you and they want to see what you're doing. So it's not just, we don't have these programs just for them to be there. It's because GSW actually really cares and they're trying to keep you on track. And that's all I want to say. Thank you.